Another step in this section will be just simple retouching. We have to fix some skin on the lips, we have to work a little bit with colors. So I'm going to zoom this image once again to show you what exactly I mean. As you can see, sometimes we have too much lights on the lips and they becoming too glossy, so we have to simply work with this a little bit, remove these weird things from the lips, these white dots, so our lips will get a bit more natural look, not such a glossy, etc. And for sure the colors will look better. So simply I'm going to work with frequency separations once again. So I'm going to duplicate this layer twice, and I'm going to rename this as a low and high, as usually in frequency separation. And I'm going to put this into one group, Control Command G, and I'm going to call this group Lip Retouch. Now, between these two layers, I'm going to create one more layer as I was doing before. I'm just going to call this layer Colors, or just Color. Of course, low layer is responsible for color, but here I want to work with colors on these lips, and when I put this layer over here, it works so much better. So let's go to our low layer, and first I'm going to set the blur, and I set radius as a 4 pixels, and it's for sure I think it's optimal for this ellipse. I just had to get off some of the parts. As you can see, they become blurry over here, so this radius is okay. Of course, it depends on the picture. If you have bigger picture, the radius will be higher. If you have a bit smaller picture, and the radius will be lower. So now I'm going to my high layer, and as before, image and apply image. As we remember from before, layer we're going to choose has to be our low layer, and blending as a subtract scale offset 128. I'm going to repeat. If the image is 16-bit, it will be scale 2 offset 0, and then invert and blending as a add. So hit OK. I'm going to change blending mode into linear light. We got this unwanted shape around the lips, so we can actually simply remove this by adding layer mask, and with color black I'm going to remove this contour. It's okay, take a look if we did this right. There's no difference right now, so everything is okay. And as before, I'm going to my high layer, and before I was working with normal because I was finding this a bit more comfortable, but right now let's zoom this image, and I'm going to choose clone stamp tool once again, but instead of working with normal mode, I'm going to work with mode darken. We have some of these glossy parts, so we want to get off of these glossy parts, and this darken mode is actually perfect for it. So flow, I set flow like very low because we just don't want to remove this totally, but working with very soft low let us to add some really nice things and remove these glossy colors a bit. I did notice, of course, the layers as a current layer only, and now we can start working and just paint around these glossy areas and around these ugly dots over here to cover them. You can see I'm not using really strong flow because instead of these glossy parts I'm going to make them more pinky and natural, not so visible for, and not so touching our eyes. It's not the point of the lips, as many people think. Okay, I think I did this quite right. We got off of these glossy parts. It looks a bit better, I think. There's few things inside we can work with. When we zoom this in, we have some of these white spots inside the mouth. So we can actually do the same thing as before. We can change. Actually, we don't have to. So we can set the flow as 100% right now, and let's get off of these ugly spots inside. So take a look. I think we did some nice job right now. And now, after maybe a little bit on top over here, now as I change the flow for a bit stronger, I can remove some of the other ugly parts and take a look how we change the lips. As you can see, they look a bit better, but still I have some of the parts I need to remove, I need to work with. Some of them white dots which are actually way too strong. Okay, I think everything is fine right now. So after we do this, the next thing that we should do is working with colors a bit. Before I set the contours of these lips, which are actually not perfect, it's good to use colors. So if we do any mistakes, we can get off of these colors from the skin area a bit later. So I'm going to go to the color layer, and I'm not going to stamp one of these color. I'm just going to choose some kind of strong red color like this one. Of course, you can use something different. It depends about your taste, and remember that actually the color of the lips and everything has to be suitable to the rest of the image. So in this case, when I'm choosing this color, when we zoom this out, we can see the color of the rose. So I choose something which is suitable for the roses. I can choose the normal mode, flow as a 100, and instead of normal I'm going to change blending mode into soft light. And soon after that I'm actually going to show you why I place my layer between my high and low layer. So let's start painting around the lips. Don't worry if the color is too strong for you right now. It's not our problem, because if the color will be too strong, we can change the opacity of this layer and everything else. So just be careful to not destroy the edges too much. Of course, we could select the edges, so the edge problem wouldn't be bothered us. However, anyway, I'm going to set the contour. I'm going to work with the edges of the lips, so it's not something I really have to take care of right now. I don't have to be so great with the contours. I can do some mistakes, because anyway I'm going to work with this. And then the top lip. So let's go down a bit. Okay, I think we done quite alright. Just the problem is the contour over here. Maybe I can add a bit more of this color. Down here. As I said before, don't worry about the contour much. Alright, so now the reason why I place this color layer over here is, as you can see, when this color would be somewhere else, both this color is actually stronger, so I don't want this strong color, and here we have a bit more control on the color. So I'm going to change the opacity right now. Maybe around 70 would be okay in this case. Take a look. I'm pretty happy about these lips. They are much stronger than before and much more visible. So okay, I think right now we can close this layer, and in another part we're going to work a bit with contours. We're going to fix these bad contours of the lips.